attitude.
Football like you've never seen it before.
Hey, yo, get ready for the revolution. It will be televised. A new day is come, baby. Here comes the no surprise. The strong will stand, the weak will fall. To their knees on the floor as we watch you fall.
This is the XFL!
And now, the XFL hits New York. The New York Hitmen, a team hungry for a win. This is their battleground, their backyard, and their head coach, Rusty Tillman. Coach, welcome to New York.
Get away! Gotta see here!
It's an unforgiving city with very honest fans. If the Thunderbolts have their way like the Outlaws did last week, Rusty's gonna be hard up for friends.
It is opening day for the XFL in the Big Apple. There's nothing quite like a New York fan. In these parts, you have to earn it. The rewards are always greater on Broadway, but so are the expectations. And today here at Giant Stadium, the Hitmen know they need to make a huge first impression at home after a sluggish opener in Vegas. It's the Birmingham Bolts and the Hitmen next on TNN. And now, for the first time ever at the Meadowlands, your New York, New Jersey Hitmen. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm New York welcome to the Birmingham Thunderbolts.
I'm in the ass all day. I'm in the ass all day. All day in the ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, the founder of the XFL, Vince McMahon.
It's a great day for some football. I'd like to thank everyone here in Giant Stadium for coming out and braving the elements, XFL style. As you know, here in the XFL, we have our version of the coin toss. It's called a scramble. And in a moment, two men representing each team will scramble for the ball. The man who gains complete control of that ball will have his team and the option of his team to determine whether or not they want to kick off or receive at the very beginning of the game, as well as in overtime, should there be any. Best of luck to both teams. Let's play some football.
New York, I'd like to introduce Mr. Chris Brantley, Tony McCall, Birmingham Bolts. Gentlemen, I'm going to say ready. On my whistle, you start. Don't false start. I will say ready. I'll blow the whistle. You'll start from the 30. No bumping. Whoever gets the ball will have the choice of deferring, kicking, receiving, or defending a goal. Now wait for my whistle. Get lined up and get ready. You ready? Stay ready. All right, here we go. You guys ready? Huh? I want to say ready, then I'll blow the whistle. Ready?
Chris Brantley of the Hitmen has gained the ball, and New York will have the option to kick off or receive to start off. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the XFL at TNN. Craig Benevini, the big Bob Golick, and we are excited for this one. Certainly the Hitmen know, hey, they stunk in week number 1, but they also know, Bob, they were undefeated in preseason, and they expect to regain that form in front of the home crowd here today.
Yeah, way to beat around the bush, huh? You know, first impressions were so important last week when the league started. Great job, but I'll tell you what, we saw some great football last night. The Hitmen, they got to come here and make the good first impressions with these New York, New Jersey fans. We all know what they're like. We all know how tough they can be. I'll tell you what, they got to get on it early or that Birmingham team will take it to them.
Rusty Tillman is the head coach of the New York Hitmen, a longtime NFL assistant, 16 years with Seattle. Said he cried last week after the game because he cares so much for his club and he felt bad for them. They laid an egg. He expects a much better effort today. 48-year-old Brooklyn native Jerry Donato is the head coach of Birmingham, well known in the college circles, most recently with LSU.
Hey, he may feel more comfortable here than Rusty does.
Got a brother in and some Goombas from back home in Brooklyn for the game. Leo Aragus will kick off. New York deciding to kick the ball off. Again, if it goes to overtime like last night in the big game in L.A., they would have the option also in overtime of receiving or kicking. And, of course, they will get the ball to start the second half as well.
Well, we're definitely talking about some good football weather. This kind of weather only crazy football fans like, and some players that are running around, a little brisk, a little chilly. We'll be okay, though.
Capacity crowd of New York fans. Set for this one. Leo Aragus. Here we go. Gordine takes it at the 20 for Birmingham. And he's crunched down at the 27-yard line. Michael Blair made the hit after the 10-yard return. Casey Weldon is at the helm for Birmingham. He had a big week last week, Bob Cooper. A week 1 high of 312 yards, couple of touchdowns, but also an interception, and the offense was a little bit sluggish in the early going for Birmingham.
And without a doubt, watch this Birmingham team. They revolve around the passing attack. 71% of their attack is passing, led by Casey, so they're going to have to balance it up if they're going to be a good team.
Cold, windy day at Giant Stadium. And they're passing first down off the Capo McGuire. And he gets up near the first down. Eleven-yard gain is a first down for Birmingham.
Straight left. Straight left. 35 or 25 on one.
With
if I tell you, you come.
The cold conditions, you expect the teams to run the ball a little more today?
You think they're trying to keep it on the ground, and not only the cold, but the breeze, too. There's a little breeze blowing out there, which can affect them.
35. Hit.
James Bostic is in the backfield for maybe a couple. And the Hitman D is pumped up. You know, Bob, last week, the Hitmen were, as Christian Mamalonga told me, the defensive lineman, he felt his team was caught in the lights of the hype of the first game. The defense is a good way to start a game where you can use that hype to your advantage.
Hey, you know, we've seen it all over the place. Defense can set the tempo in a game. They've given up that first down, but if they can keep this team off this Birmingham Bolt offense off the field, they got a shot at it.
All right, good job, good job.
And especially, Craig, early in the season, defense is much easier than offense.
Timeout number 1.
Defense is instinctual. In defense, you go after, you make the hits. There you got Rusty, who loves running that defense, getting his guys together.
They went ace, okay? That's all right. They're still ace right now, Tony. What do we got? 2nd and 8? All right. Let's go 2nd and 8. Let's go. They like to run outside here, the counter, 2 runs outside. Let's go under zone. Here we go. All right, let's go.
Rusty Tillman saying they went ace. Not sure exactly what he was referring to. The
I got to get that personnel. Now tell them to be alert up there.
Yeah, tough situation.
Tell Beasley, you know, who comes in, who comes out.
A lot of these guys, they have personnel. You hear terms like ace. A lot of those are personnel packages, depending on how many linemen, how many linebackers.
34 and 35, all right? Let's go. Let's go, rip. 34 and 35 on one.
Casey turned 32 a week ago. Terrific college career. Heisman runner-up at Florida State.
34, hit.
Bostic. Oh, he's crunched in the backfield. Man. Haven Fields ended up making the tackle. The guy they called Baby Boy.
Hey, you know what? Thinking about this, remember, the Hitmen won the scramble. They got to choose whether they receive or kick the ball. They chose, probably because of the inefficiencies they've had on offense, to set the tempo with their defense. And so they chose to defend.
3rd and 8. Requires the man in motion.
Oh.
Damon Wheeler's got it for the Hitman, and yes, the D sets the tempo.
It starts up front. Hey, we can talk about the interception all you want, but it absolutely starts up front. Nice, beautiful timing on that, 7 in front of the receiver. I'll tell you what, if you heard the shot that Casey Weldon took as he let that ball go, you know what caused that interception.
Casey may be rethinking about the XFL. He got creamed last week, despite putting up the big numbers. So Charlie Polari, who's got a lot to prove himself, handing off to Elias. Let's go down to Kip Lewis.
Hey, Damon, great way to start out for your defense here. What's up? It ain't over. Hey, fans, we need y'all today, baby. We need y'all today, huh?
I was telling you about that Casey Weldon hit. Take a listen to this. So you want to play quarterback, do you?
Dwayne Sabb, the right end, a local guy out of Jersey City, made the big hit. He was out for 3 years not playing football until the XFL. There's Elias again. Finding some room and some tough yards. All right. Gain of 4. Patrick Scott out of South Carolina State made the stop. What about Polari? You know, here's a guy looked great in the preseason. Kid out of the Bronx.
Check color.
Oh, with the quick offense. Here's Elias again up the gut. Gain of 3.
Got to cross the 20-yard line a little bit and see if you got that first.
To the flat. Nobody went to the flat. Yes, they did. That's what they threw to. Went to the flat. I covered 2. Okay, so you got to carry number 3 to the flat. I went up and pressed. Okay, you got to carry 3 to the flat. That's why I told you, stand up.
Rusty Tillman handles most of the defensive calls on the sidelines, not as involved with the offense. This will be close to the first down. I'm going to check it.
Third or first.
It's close. Couple inches.
Right there's good.
Hey, Keith Elias is a great story. Tough, hard-nosed running back. Classic overachiever. Spent 5 years in the NFL, but he became a guy who made too much money in the NFL at his role. $600 grand. Could be on Wall Street.
Monday, set.
Wrote screenplays the last few years. Elias for the first down. That's a nice strip.
Man, they were loaded for bear inside for him. Nice move at bouncing it outside.
He's not the biggest guy in the world, and he's a local product.
Trey left close. 37 slant. On one already.
Got to look at Big 88. We'll see him in the game as you look at Elias. The tight end is 6'7" on the Hitman, Ryan Collins. Elias bouncing left this time. Inside the 15. Calvin Jackson tripped him up with a 12.
Well, if there's any question about how this offense was going to respond this week coming back home, right off the bat, they're making that good first impression. Good job of biding his time. Not really bursting, but really reading the defenders very well.
Opportunity knocking for 2-2 because the starter, Dino Filio, was injured in last week's game and is not with the team for a few weeks. Here's Elias taking advantage of it across the field. Gain of 3. You know, the guy who made that stop, Bob, is James Willis. Now, here's a guy who's been around 12 tackles last week. He's got a big heart and an insurance business in Huntsville just in case. After a long NFL career, but he's the heart and soul.
Right, without a
of
doubt.
The purple and yellow.
You listen to him, you watch him play.
Elias again. Oh, look at the first. Down to the 2, first down.
You know, it's amazing. You watch this game and you realize what it's all about. These guys playing here in the XFL, they are absolutely, you can see the commitment. Everybody wants to talk about quarterbacks and running backs, but the thing that you watch and the thing that shows the motivation is that the intensity that these guys had down in the pit. The intensity the guy shows after he gets hit the first time.
They've been stuck with a goose egg for a week. The only team that has not scored in the league, as Mike Archie tries to get to the goal line. Maybe picked up a yard, so they are just burning with desire to try and get in the end zone after being the only team shut out in the XFL.
Hey, we've had some time to talk to Rusty, too.
38 toss on one, ready?
Rusty's not the kind of guy that took that lightly. Rusty Tillman, man.
Like right after the game. Collins in motion. Here's Archie. He may have Van Brugge. Touchdown! So 28-year-old Mike Archie gets the touchdown. Now the hitman will go for the extra point. And in the league, it is certainly anything but a guarantee. In fact, it's around 41% so far for just 1 point.
That's right. Remember, we are not kicking the ball. Boring, man. Anybody can kick a football.
You got to earn it.
Get down there, you get your 1 point, line it up, and take it to the end zone.
It is far from automatic.
Black 38! Black 38!
Archie's going to try to do it again. Close, but he's knocked down just before he got in. So, well, they'll take 6. But they'll have to settle for that. Another stop on the extra point attempt.
So Rusty's got to be loving what this team has done. What have they stepped it up? Making the first score here in New York.
Giant Stadium, one of the great stories. A guy who could have been on Wall Street, Keith Elias, went to Princeton, got the degree, but now he's still playing football. Why?
I took a little bit different route than normal Ivy League graduate. Most of my friends who I graduated with, they're all right in that building behind me in the New York Stock Exchange, but 7 years down the road, I'm still playing professional football. Football's about exhilaration. You know, basically, football is life at an accelerated pace. You know, there's no other time I've ever felt as alive as when I'm on the football field. You take a big hit, you make a big run, you do something to get your heart going. That's what football's all about.
You wouldn't know he's a football player if you walked by him on the street. 5'10", about 200 pounds, the star of that drive, workhorse, all heart, 25 yards. He knows he could be making the big bucks on Wall Street, too.
You say you wouldn't know him. I'll tell you what, he's got something in his eye. There's something in his eyes that tell me that guy wants to hit somebody.
And his nose, too. I think it's been in a couple of times. Gordine bringing it back across the 25.
Tell you what, man, I love hearing this hitting. Look, everybody's pads are frozen. These guys are just beating the tar out of each other.
Great crunchy going on, and the hits from the hitmen, as expected. Now for the Bolts, though, hey, here's a team that was trailed 19-zip last week, got off to the horrible start, and today, not what they had in mind either.
Weldon did a nice job at bringing that team back, and at least to be competitive last week.
Weldon to Jackson. Quincy Jackson for a gain of 7. You know, talking to Jerry Gennaro, the head coach, before the game about running with the weather. They may get to a situation if they get behind here, they're going to have to throw the ball. They've got a good passer.
Well, it doesn't look like they came in expecting to run the ball at all. They, once again, seem like they're sticking to their normal game plan, which is set it back, give it to Weldon, and hopefully he can complete enough passes before somebody knocks him out of the game the way he's taking these hits.
Blue 25, hit.
Bostic will get a chance. Crunched at the line by Israel Raybon.
Hell no.
Hey, why does he have Raybon on the back of that jersey?
Israel Raybon, defensive tackle. And just like Rambo, I go in the war in the trench. And that's why they call me Raybon.
Talking to Israel, his dad heard about the XFL, says, "You're not giving up football yet."
27.
And he has the freedom of expression here on the field to come back, put that name on the back of the jersey. But he said his dad was really the one, as Bostic gets a couple, who pushed him. And he was hoping that his dad didn't see the XFL commercials. Yeah. He said, "Are you going to give it up? Are you going to give it up?" And Raybon is back, and he's happy to be doing it.
Hey, how about us? You see right there, baby boy. How about us, man? When do we get our names? We put our names in the back of our jackets?
You have a wide enough piece of tape for you, Mr. Gould.
Thanks, man.
First down for Birmingham.
28. Hit.
Weldon. And Jackson makes the catch, across the 40.
Hey, remember the rules here. They're different than you've seen before. One of the rules being the fact that you can have forward motion. One player can be moving towards the line of scrimmage when the ball is snapped. And you're going to see that quite a bit. Guys going in lateral motion and then in forward motion, give them a little jump in the ball.
How does that affect bump and run with a guy coming with speed at the line of scrimmage?
I'll tell you what, if you don't get the guy, you don't hit him when he's taking off the line of scrimmage, he has got a flat-out good lead on you. You're not going to catch up as a cornerback. You better hope you got some safety.
Bostic trying to fit the spot. Ooh. Bostic crunched to the play.
Columbia settles. Man, what a hit. How about a safety coming up and making a hit?
Let's go, nickel.
Rusty's got to play.
22.
And he's got a little more confidence and a little smirk back in his face after last week's disaster in Vegas.
We're in good shape.
Ron Merkerson also helping on that stop. The Merk. McGuire in motion.
No.
Off the hands and incomplete.
Good coverage by Mike Barber.
So here we go with the punt for Palazzo, and of course in the XFL it could be an offensive maneuver as well, because the ball is absolutely free once it gets to the 35 in this play, 25 yards. Kirby Dardar was back. He was telling me yesterday he's worried about the wind in this stadium.
And you all know by now there are no fair catches in the XFL. He's got a 5-yard danger zone around. The ball is blocked.
The ball is blocked.
It's
now off the hands. It's a free ball. But it looks like the hitmen have recovered the ball. And that's an interesting one. If the ball hits the hand of the blocker, well, then they've already touched the ball. Hitmen look to add another. They lead 6-0. The XFL on TNN is brought to you by Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. By Burger King, got the urge. By Pennzoil Synthetic, don't hold back. And by the United States Army, an army of one. on the
Thank you
cold
so
weather.
much, Vince McMahon,
Yeah.
for putting us outside, man.
There is a warm booth way up there about the night floor, but hey,
Yeah.
this is fun. This is football
Hey,
weather.
if we were upstairs, we couldn't see the game as well. Couldn't smell the hot dogs and the kibasi cooking
right.
behind us. Just couldn't enjoy it the same way.
Well, why does it always come down to food, you know?
It just smells good around here.
By the way, Bob did have to pull the hot warmers in his pocket just in case. I don't think he's that tough, folks.
Oh.
Larry's pass, got it down, nearly picked off, was it?
It looks it is. It's picked off.
Johnny Mitchell was the man who batted it, and yes, I think he has it. Big play for the Bolts, but a 6'4", 312-pounder. You want to talk about a guy who eats some food.
Hey, here's a guy also glad he didn't have to run with the ball afterwards. Watch, you can stop the line of scrimmage, but get those hands up, baby. Good awareness.
Wow, Johnny Mitchell was the lowest draft pick on this club.
You know, when they
made it here.
That's right. He's doing a heck of a job. You know, they tell you, they say, if you don't get a pass rush, at least get your hands up, and he did a good job of keeping an eye on the ball.
Hands like that, maybe they'll go on the other side of the ball as the tight end. Pass by Weldon. Incomplete. Wheeler on the coverage. Hey, it was Wheeler who made the big interception to key the Hitman drive, and the Bolts are hoping for the same thing their way this time after the Mitchell play.
Well, I'll tell you what, and you're taking a look at Casey Weldon right now. He is one of the toughest quarterbacks I have ever seen play football. He took so many hits last week, big hits that would have put normal people down. But I'll tell you, last week, XFL game, that guy said, nope, I'm all right. I'm going back in.
Took heat from the home crowd, too. McGuire,
that might be a lateral.
On the sidelines with us is Lee Rearman.
Johnny Mitchell, 400-pound guys aren't supposed to have hands like that, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I had 3 interceptions in college, so I just don't have a kind of knack for it right now.
Oh, they love him out there. Those New York, New Jersey fans love him.
The question is, back in Birmingham, how much do the fans love Casey Weldon? The backup, of course, is the great Alabama grad, Jay Barker, who's loved down there because he won a national championship. Last week they were screaming for Casey's head. They wanted Jay in there. Casey ended up coming on in the second half.
Coach will be screaming for Casey's head right now.
Delay game.
Too much time.
Offense number 11. 5 yards. Down remains 3.
Charlie, what happened on that interception?
The defensive end made a nice play. I threw the ball, he jumped up and tipped it. He made a nice play. They intercepted it. There's nothing we could do about it.
If you didn't know where Charlie was from, you
know now, don't you?
Yes, he's out of the Bronx.
What better quarterback representative than New York, New Jersey Hitman?
Been in some movies, too. 3rd and 26. Weldon got a receiver out there.
Oh!
Good defensive play by Ty Talton. Williams was trying to bring it in. He almost did a Willie Mays job here outside of the Bronx.
Tell you what, Ty Talton, the one thing with that pass, though he had a lot of time to throw it, a lot of time to find his receiver, he left it up in the air a little bit too long, giving Talton the chance to get over. I'm telling you what, safeties just don't like getting up and making hits in the line. They like getting over and making plays on balls that are floating.
All right, so after 25, this ball will be live on the punt. Great block! The Hitmen have it. The Cosmo comes up with it after the Mike Barber block. Anthony the Cosmo, one of the great stories in the XFL. And we'll have more on him as we go along. But he comes up with it, another big turnover, and the Hitmen are in business.
Mike Barber, 65, making some good plays already today. Look at him coming from the outside, getting ahead of the ball. Cosmo, great job. Hey, hold on to the ball there, man. You tried to lateral at the last second. Don't want to mess around with that too much.
The Cosmo's mother has adopted and fostered over 80 children in her lifetime. At the age of 58, she fought the state of New Jersey to take in Anthony DeCosmo, who grew up in the DeCosmo family, went to Catholic school. Marvelous. So she had to battle the state to get Anthony. We'll have more of that story coming up.
Back up.
Got a flag in the field.
Bob, she's 81 years old, and she's not yelling at Vince McMahon for being here in the environment.
wasn't really yelling. I was just, concerned. How do you know? We don't have her mic. She might be complaining.
Personal foul. 58 defense. Penalties half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
So Coleri getting bailed out so far by some big plays.
They're saying Charles Preston.
And there she is.
Katrina DeCosmo. She's got a little cause sign up.
And there he is, Anthony DeCosmo, who's 23 years of age, still lives here in New Jersey. 3-year letterman with Boston College. Coaching at the high school last fall. There's Elias.
Oh.
Wrapped him up with a 5. Big gain. He lost the ball. Was wrapped out by Dwayne Butler. Was he down, though?
That's it. No. Dwayne Butler just took that ball away. Hey, all the props in the world to Elias for fighting for the extra yardage. But man, you got to hold on to the ball.
They're fighting for every play.
Check it. He's fighting for the extra yards. You'll see it right there. Big hit.
Great play.
Dwayne Butler, good job. Good awareness of getting that ball out.
So another turnover, and the Bolts will take over deep in their own zone. 6-0 late in the first quarter. Well, the Bolts has got to get the offense going, Bob.
That's right. They took the ball away. Elias had it stripped away by Dwayne Butler. They take control. Casey Weld has got a long way to go to get this team on the board.
Curtis Alexander. Oh, he's bumped in the backfield.
Oh, geez.
Jim Beauchamp.
Man. It's supposed to be illegal in New York. Jumping somebody like that.
Happens every now and then.
Check it out from the end zone camera here. Let me just say this. Haven't played the game a long time. You ain't going nowhere without your head.
To his left. The guy who sings in the locker room, according to Rusty Tillman.
Don't we all?
Some ringing in the ears of the Bolts after that big hit. More tough hitting by the hitman, this time Dwayne Sabb. Here the Bud Light rules, the bump and run. Coverage legal until the quarterback releases the ball. Defenders may bump a receiver, but only from the front. Once the receiver goes by the defender, then there's no contact allowed from the side or the back. Edge, Bob, to who? Defensive back or wide receiver on the bump and run?
Definitely, initially it goes to the defensive back, but sometimes they can overcommit. They can overplay the physicality of it, giving these guys a little extra room.
Weldon again pressured and incomplete. And a very sorry offensive series for the Bolts.
Well, I don't know if we want to put it on the Bolts or we want to put it on what Rusty Tillman has done to this hitman defense. These guys are playing possessed. They're playing at home. And they're feeling some excitement.
A little different from last week where they were shut out and did not play with the same spirit. They were caught up in the hype last week. This week they seemed like they settled down and playing the kind of ball they thought they would in the preseason.
The ball is free ball.
But it goes out of bounds. We talked about Anthony DeCosmo and the great story with his mother. Let's take a closer look.
They called me the day before. They said, "We have a baby for you. Are you ready?" I said, "The bassinet's all clean and ready."
There's no question about me being adopted, you know what I mean? It's always been like that from day one.
"Oh, I have a cute little boy for you. Look at him." I said, "Oh, isn't he beautiful? Look at his eyes." And, he was blinking, like, "Oh, I'm happy to be here." That's the way I saw it. Yeah, mother sees it.
My mother always, even when I was a child, when I was young, and I had questions about it, she always made it like a blessing. Where I'm adopted. What is it, that no one wanted me? Why was I adopted? And she said, no. It wasn't that nobody didn't want you. It's that we got to pick you. I remember always having to have manners, coming home, making sure your homework was done before I went out to play or do anything else. And just I remember a lot of love.
I was devastated. I thought I'd have my husband all my life. And when I lost him, If I didn't have Anthony, I think I would have given up. I didn't miss any games at Paramus Catholic. I sat there in November freezing. I was blue, but I wouldn't leave.
I don't remember not being at a game.
I suffered a little stroke 2 years ago. When they said to me that I couldn't go, I said, I went to Florida, I went to Syracuse, I went all over, and this is in my backyard and I'm not going? That's what you think.
Without her taking me in and giving me the opportunity to achieve what I have achieved, then who knows where I would be right now. 'Cause I'm just one of the blessed ones.
I have prayers for everybody in the family, but I put them aside, and they're all for Anthony.
There she is. I'll tell you what, hats off to that woman for what she's done for all those kids over the years, and more importantly, what she's doing here out in the cold, checking out her son.
She's a hero, Bob. Polari throws right to the Cosmo on cue, and Anthony makes the catch for Mom and the family. Now, I wonder if they changed the game plan. Of course, they could see it because in the stadium here, the experience is not just what your eyes see on the field, but around the field, and of course the big Tron board. They saw the whole feature here, the players as well on the field.
I noticed the both players look up and they're showing the baby pictures going, yeah, he is so cute.
Polari, got him
man.
again, the Cosmo. Getting loose.
Hey, Craig, like I said before, Craig, you know, you talk about skill position guys all you want.
Let's do it, man. Put it in. Don't get put it in.
Oh, don't want Mom to hear that hit. You can talk about the skill position guys all you want. Polari has all the time in the world. His line is just keeping people.
Elias for a couple, and the bone-crunching hits continue.
Oh, we've had a chance to talk to Elias, and he's not the kind of guy that's taking that lightly when he had that ball taken away from him. He has had something to prove.
Check. Counter
First
swap.
quarter running down. The play clock has a few more seconds on it, so if they want to stop it, they can. They're going to have to do it in 5 seconds.
59! 59!
And they didn't get it off.
Get it off.
So the Hitmen, though, are warming up. Wild first quarter here for the Hitmen debut in New York.
There's no doubt this is a different Hitman team than we saw last week.
They're playing their hearts out in front of the New York crowd. We're done with one. Still in the XFL, you play for pay.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
you get the $5,000, $4,500, $35 just to play, but the big news, you get $2,500 more if you win. What does that mean to some of these guys?
If I had an extra $2,500, I'd buy a lot of diapers for my newborn kids.
For my $2,500, I plan on paying all my bills and give money to my son.
Buy a whole bunch of sadness. If I had an extra $2,500, I would pay my 1998 taxes. I'll go back to Jamaica.
Well, with my $2,500, I'm going to give something to the guys on our practice squad, and the rest of it, I'll probably put it in the bank.
I hope the IRS is not watching here today.
Yeah, well, they probably know already. You know those guys. Sandwiches, diapers, IRS, everything. Everybody's got their motivation for the extra $2,500.
Larry, eluding traffic, throwing it. He was outside the pocket.
Hey,
although the Bolts are arguing about that.
Hey, you want to know something? Finally, a quarterback trying to defend himself. You know, if you're going to start getting beat on a regular basis, you got to learn how to defend yourself. Polari on that one got a nice straight arm. Oh, all right, maybe better hit the weights a little bit more, but a valiant attempt is saving his own hide.
Hey, one thing about growing up in New York, you know how to defend yourself.
That's right.
3rd and 9. They're going to hand off. Elias! Fighting and getting down to about the 2. It's very close to the first down.
You gotta tell me to play.
Good job. Keep on running the ball, bro.
You gotta tell me, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, for saying he didn't know the play, certainly looked pretty good. Man, this is the kind of commitment. This is what you're seeing. You know, these guys love playing the game, but they all, you know, they didn't get paid during training camp. This is their opportunity to not only get their salaries, but they get their $2,500 for the win. These guys are motivated to come out there.
So the Hitmen are going to take a timeout here, and certainly the motivation goes throughout the club after that loss last week. And these guys knew coming out in front of the home crowd, they had to put on a show today. Home opener.
You tell them we're making this touchdown.
Oh, there's no doubt.
I had about 50 phone calls on Monday. Obviously, I didn't know what while the game was going on, telling me that Jesse Ventura and Tony Saragusa said I didn't get the team fired up at half and all that kind of stuff. But you know, it's a bunch of crap. It's not true. Whatever people saw was real. Okay, if they want an actor, they can hire Al Pacino. I'm going to do what I think is best for the team, because I really don't care what Jesse Ventura or Tony Saragusa or Vince McMahon or anybody says. I could really care less. I'm doing this job the best I can, and I'll coach it the way I think is best.
Me too. I don't care what anybody thinks. Okay, baby.
This guy sounds like he's from New York. Very outspoken guy, a lot of passion.
But you know, outspoken is one thing. Honest is the other. This guy is absolutely honest. He is just going to tell you exactly what's on his mind.
If he ever moves to Minnesota, I can tell you who he's not voting for. Jesse didn't like the way he coached the game last week, especially at halftime with the emotion. 4th and 1. Elias trying to pick a spot. He was crunched down. And the Bolts feel they stopped him.
He was hoping that he slowed it down. He was hoping something would open up in the backside. Bolt defense played it well, staying at home, and man, he just had nowhere to go.
Big stop for the Bolts, especially with the troubles they're having in offense, to not give up a touchdown there.
What's he got, you know?
So the Bolts will take over. It's still 6-0 Hitmen. Pep Boys, cars like us, people love us. By Stacker 2, the world's strongest fat burner. And by 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect call. Let's listen to Keith Elias, who was stopped on that 4th and 1 moments ago.
Hey guys, come here, listen up. Hey, this is the biggest play of the game.
Right here.
We put
Biggest play of the game, but the Bolts stopped him, turning the tide as Bostic gets a couple of yards. That was a huge play for Birmingham. You're down 12-13-0. They had a tough start last week. That's a real hole they don't want to get into in front of all people, a New York crowd.
You know, and so far the Bolts have not put together any significant drives. Tough situation start from your own 3-yard line. But we do remember last week, the second half of that game against Memphis, they found a way to do it. Casey Weldon right there. He was the one that orchestrated the entire comeback.
But too much of a hole to dig out of completely, because they still lost by 2 points. With a late touchdown, fell 22-20. He's sacked for the safety. Unless he lost the ball, let's see what the referee says. I didn't see the safety signal. I think that's going to be a touchdown.
Well, the Hitmen are certainly doing their part at selling the idea.
Forward progress is ruled on the field of play. 3rd down.
Oh, man. In a league with
check
no
out
in the grass rule.
Well, see where his feet are when he takes the hit. He's standing still on the field of play, feet in bounds. They're saying his forward motion.
Oh, man, I don't know, Bob.
Yeah.
He was hit and the ball was jarred free, and he was not giving himself up. There's no in the grass here. I think it's a bad call.
The goal line doesn't matter.
He's saying don't call timeout. The ball's so close to the goal line, it doesn't matter.
Well, they don't get the points out of it. 6 or 2, safety or touchdown.
Look at that look now.
Yeah, what they're talking about is the forward motion right there.
What forward motion?
Well, they're saying that Weldon's feet were on the line of scrimmage, or excuse me, were on the in the field of play. And when he got hit and got knocked backward, it'd be like a receiver catching the ball like an 18.
If he's standing on the line. Go tell him. Oh, just tell him that. Tell him that.
It looked to me like he was trying to pass the ball.
Yeah,
Didn't the ball come out of his hand?
So,
This should be a safety. Well, no, they didn't call it a safety because the guy was... See, the ball come out of his hand. You got the... Hey, they might go with a bomb here, so be alert. Yes. That's a good call. Just make sure you play the ball.
See, Rusty's not arguing the touchdown or the safety. He's not arguing that point. He's arguing the fact that the ball came out, and they should have had it, regardless if it was a safety or not.
exactly.
One more time, you see the hit. I don't look like a fumble to me.
I mean, the referee obviously saw it a lot faster, but to me it looked like Weldon was about to throw a pass. He certainly didn't rule it incomplete.
Yeah.
The hit seemed to cause the ball to jar loose. Bolts get a break. They're going bomb 3rd and 11. Intercepted! So Joey Ellens gets the ball back for the Hitmen anyway.
And Craig, did we just hear Rusty Tillman say that? Watch out for the bomb. They had nothing to lose there. Lay it out there.
Joey Ellens, he calls himself the Hurricane. Why?
Joe Ellens. I'm a natural disaster on the field for the other team. That's why they call me the Hurricane.
Natural disaster.
Hey, he's not a comedian, you know that, because that's exactly what he was.
No, I got the ball.
One great thing about among them in the XFL, you get a chance to express yourself. That's who Joey Ellens is. He didn't come up with a little moniker for us.
I want to say thanks to the man upstairs, for real. And Mom, and your home. When you're sick, Granny, get better. I love both of y'all. Take care.
Beach record, the hits keep on coming.
You know, the hits are one thing, Craig, but when you actually hear the air kind of come out of their lungs, that's a sweet feeling.
Sweet, maybe for the hitter, Bob.
That's right.
Valeri, a little short as he was looking for Zola Davis. Incomplete. Zola, 25 years of age, out of South Carolina.
Let's go. Troy Wright, 59 T counter on the color. Ready?
Charles Valeri was in the movie Something About Mary. Remember that scene with Ben Stiller?
Right.
He had the problem with his zipper.
Franks and Beans.
At the ambulance, he helped bring him out. Kirby Dardar on the reverse. Dart out of the 30. The former running back of Syracuse takes it down to the 15. Flag thrown in the play. 21-yard gain for a guy who's not run the ball since college, but loves to do it.
Well, Kirby told us yesterday that when he started off as a running back, then moving to wide receiver, he said he told us he was going to get a shot at it. Now, I believe we're going to see the holding here at the end.
Yep.
Locked up there, grabbing the jersey. Zola Davis locked up, holding on, nullifying that nice run by Kirby Dardar.
Told y'all. I told y'all. Hey, I told y'all. When I get that bitch, I'm rolling.
Kirby still has the grass on his helmet. He had a
I told you when I get that bitch, I'm rolling.
The hold came from the point of the foul, so they do have the 1st and 10 at the 30. So not a wasted play for Kirby Dardar. Here's the Lions, trying to find room around the end, and just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, the Hitmen have had opportunities, and this is just another one of them that they've got to finish it out. So far, haven't been able to clean it, to finish it cleanly. Up only 6-0 at this point, but you think the way they've been playing, they'd have more points.
866 stop option on one-on-one. Ready?
So far, it's been a pretty gutsy effort for the Hitmen, who on 4th and 1, earlier decided, hey, let's try and get to 6. And didn't get any points out of it.
Good protection.
Firing. That one is somehow grabbed by the Hitmen. Fred Brock, and it looked like Calvin Jackson should have the ball all along. But the flag of the play.
But the Hitmen are beating themselves again. You got a holding call back in the backfield. Man, you can't do that to yourself.
Got a holding on number 77 offense with Phil Tate. Previous spot foul.
Curtis McGee, the holding infraction.
Previous spot. Holding. 77 offense. Penalty 10 yards. Previous spot. Repeat second down.
Look at the size of that guy. Boy, why would he have to hold anybody? It's just get right there. You're going to check him out in the replay. Top of your screen, left tackle. Locking up on the outside. You can see he's got his arm across the throat of the defensive lineman. They're going to call that every time. Russell Tillman said that was one of the biggest problems from last week. They started beating themselves, causing their own problems, stopping their own drives. We're starting here again today.
Hey, Polari throwing into traffic. He actually probably caught a break there. DeCosmo makes the catch. No, they're going to say he did not make the catch.
Come on, baby. You can't. Get out of my face, man. Get out of my face.
It was James Willis, the linebacker, the veteran on Birmingham, in the face of DeCosmo. Anthony didn't want to hear from him.
You know something?
3-0 left.
For years, For years, people have asked me what is said on the field. Right now, here in the XFL, you don't have to ask these guys what they're saying. You hear it every single time you go to a game or watch it on television.
3rd and 20, they're out of field goal range here. They need a play. Even if they don't get the first, Polari, room to run. Not the quickest guy there. He's way short. Only picked up about 4. That would mean about a 53-yard field goal attempt if they decide to go that route. And it looks like, well, you don't know, really, with the kicker and the punter.
It's all right.
You can also have a fake play. You guys have a room to play with.
Field. Don't let it bother you. Come on, Charlie. Tell them to get it up over there. We're going to be all right. Let's go.
They can get fancy here because the ball only has to get to about the 12. That's the 25-yard mark on the punt. Once it goes there, particularly if it hits the ground, wide open ball, you don't even have to give the Bolts a chance to catch the ball if it hits the ground.
Liz! Shut!
Aragoose on the punt. Quincy Jackson right at the 12. A perfect 25-yarder, and he's knocked out of bounds. Let's take this opportunity to show you some of the punt return rules, courtesy of Bud Light.
As you can see, we've told you no fair catches. The kicking team has to give the receiver a little bit of a danger zone, 5 yards around the receiver to catch the ball. And also, as we've said so many times, 25 yards. The kicking team can recover the ball after it has traveled 25 yards. Free ball. Anybody can get after it. Makes this punt return very, very interesting.
Weldon handing off. Bostic crunching up near the first down. You know, I thought Aragoose might punt maybe a 15-yarder, let it bounce and let the sparks fly in that play.
Well, no matter what the Hitmen have been doing so far, they lead only by 6 points right now. That gives the Thunderbolts, gives the Bolts an opportunity to get back in. All it takes is one score. Hey, and if you remember too, Craig, last week, we talked so much about what Casey Weldon did at quarterback, but a lot of it was James Bostic. What Bostic did in getting the run game going, it took some of the pressure off of Weldon in the passing attack.
Yeah, all right.
Bostic. 6-zip New York. 8:51 in the second. Bostic, a guy who has a tattoo on his greatest looking of fans all along here in New York. But they're having fun and keeping warm. They're trying to. Well, some of them anyway.
Oh, man. I think that guy's had some implants.
Well, augmentation. Boy, the Bolts, this is the story of the game so far. The Bolts is the sixth time they've had the ball. They've got 27 total yards. That's it.
Both defenses are playing very well. I think Rusty Tillman's defense probably a little more opportunistic. They're getting in. They're taking the ball away. You saw them, getting turnovers. You saw them just stripping the ball.
Here we go. Rip, 135, boot right on ready hit. 135, boot right.
I think 3rd and 2. Well, they can go either way here. Play action, but a whistle.
I got you,
flag in the play.
My ball. Thank you. Okay, back them up.
Against the Bolts. Illegal motion, going to put them back.
Ball start. 82 offense. 5 yards, down remains 3.
Quincy Jackson getting the jump in the touchdown last week, so now it's 3rd and 7. And the Hitmen don't have to respect the run quite as much. You know, as you said earlier, though, despite all the problems on offense, they're 6 points down. I mean, they're right in the game.
Yeah, but the way the Hitmen defense is playing right now, the Bolts got to. This is a long, long field for them to get down.
Well, then, diving catch by Quincy Jackson right around the first down marker. It is close.
That should give it to him.
And they call for the chain gang.
See Casey Weldon one more time, a little bit slow getting up, but man, we saw that all last week. This guy had took a beating last week and starting up again on today.
It's not for the $5,000, that's for sure.
Tell you what, he went down. You see his hand right to the ribs. End of the game last week, same thing. You saw him go to the ribs. In fact, let's take a look at what happened last week.
This is against the Memphis Maniacs. He just got crunched throughout the game and still hung in there. Somehow kept the chin strap on for the most part and led his team back. Been knocked down 4 times already in this game, and they're never cheapies either, Bob. When he gets hit, he takes a hit. Taking the pass right side, go left side, wide open, Williams!
Wide open!
The defensive back fell down, Williams at the 20, the 10, and he's pushed out. Brad Trout fell down, and a big gainer for the Bolts.
Well, I was talking before about how much yardage you have to cover against this tough Hitman defense, but tell you what, if you can hit one of these, you don't have to worry about it. Blown coverage, defender falls down. Tell you what, as a receiver, that's one of the hardest catches to make. When you're all by yourself and you know you don't have any, you have no reason to miss it. A lot of pressure.
And a little time to work with. And they call a timeout, and Weldon will come over. So all of a sudden, in one big play, the Bolts are back in business.
Let's link through 24-25. The ball's where?
Hey, would you get the hell out of
What yard line are we on? Welcome to 4, Dave. You like 26, 27, or you don't like it down here? Hey, come on. Everybody get up. Shit, we got... You know, we can set 28 up if we don't get on first down. I don't know that I like 24-25, but we, you know, what I like that 28-29. Huh? We got one left, right? Wing right hot, 28-29. Wing choice now. Wing right hot, 28. Okay, let's just come off the ball and go get it. Okay.
Casey Weldon's got the play after that 70-yard gain. And, you know, that's what killed the Hitmen last week. The couple of big plays, couple of missed assignments, coverage breakdown.
You know, you can see the concern on one. Both of these coaches' faces, they know that this is not going to be one of those high-scoring affairs. Every point that gets on the board is going to count. It's going to count big time on who wins this.
Big East Division battle. Both teams looking for their first win. First and goal, Boston. Oh, he's met by Big Merck. Ron Merkerson, another flag down on the play.
Okay, back to me. No, not today. All right, where did it go from the previous spot?
Big Mert came in.
63 offense, penalty 10 yards. Previous spot, repeat first down.
Well, the Hitmen shot themselves in the foot on the last series with 2 big holding penalties. That time Antonio Fleming out of Georgia.
You guys hold them out for touchdown. Hold them out. Bill was right. 76 special on 1.
Coach calls him affectionately overweight. Talking about him.
88,
Weldon again rush, delivers to the flat. It's Boston. He's knocked down by Wheeler after a gain of 7. Good poise by Weldon, though. Under pressure, he was able to dump off to the outlet in Boston.
I'll tell you what, I know he's not enjoying the hits, but he's certainly got a lot of poise. I'm giving it to Weldon. I don't care what they got going on back there in Birmingham between Weldon and Jay Barker.
Rip 80, you flat. On ready hit.
If I'm a player on that team and seeing what Casey Weldon is going through, I've got all the respect in the world for this guy.
Second and goal. Weldon, lots of time, fires wide open, touchdown, Quincy Jackson. And the Bolts have tied up the game.
I love it.
Well, Quincy Jackson took it to the end zone and pulled up short, just across the end zone. Number 26, Joey Elams just did not recover. Watch Elams here. Did not recover in time to make the play.
The Big 8.
I don't know what Elams was looking at.
Wing right hot, 60 on 1.
So here's the big extra point again. Nothing automatic, not even close. It's not even 50% the teams are making this. About 40% in the lead. This for the lead. Weldon rolling. Going right side, he's short. And they did not get it. Reggie Johnson made the catch, but it remains a tie game.
There you see Quincy Jackson scored the touchdown. Nice route, short one, pulled it up just north of the end zone. But once again, Casey Weldon proving that he can take a hit. And he can take the hit and still get the pass to where it's supposed to go. Fortunately, problem with Weldon is he's not getting a chance to see how the end of his passes are ended up.
Bob, the temperature here in a February game in New York, 31 degrees with a wind chill, 6 degrees. Maybe a little warmer tonight in Memphis. For the other game tonight, the Las Vegas Outlaws, so impressive in week 1, will head to Memphis to take on the Outlaws in a battle of undefeated and supremacy in the Western Division. Vegas at Memphis. Chris Marlowe, Brian Bosworth, and the gang will have it for you. Rashawn Salam had a huge week for the Maniacs last week. 154 yards, couple of touchdowns, leading the Axe to their 2-point win over the Bolts. How are the cheerleaders staying warm? Come out.
Tell you what, I can't complain. You see them, what they're dancing around in. Hey, no way I can complain anymore.
I'm just glad you're not dancing around in that, Bob. For all of us here.
Well, you're not watching me, are you?
6-6. How does that ball feel against a frozen foot? Dardar at the 12. He can fly through the 30. Punched down at the 34-yard line after the 21-yard return.
Patrick Scott, nice tackle. But pretty much grabbed Dardar by the neck. Just yanked him down. Beautiful. Oh, man. I just love this game. Unbelievable.
84-yard drive for the Bolts. Got him tied up, but the big difference again. The extra points, neither team able to convert. Here's Valeri.
Green. Oh.
Elias, but he's hit for a loss.
James Willis read that right from the beginning. Had all those linemen pulling out in front to block for that screen pass. Willis would have nothing to do with that one.
Hey, you think he's enjoying this or what?
You are the man.
Willis told me he doesn't want to be a beeper guy, because he said his mother told him that you have to speak politely. So He's trying to curb his language if he can out on the field, but he's enjoying it. You can hear his enthusiasm. Valeri, the bomb, nobody there! And nearly picked off. In fact, really should have been grabbed by Eric Sloan. Incomplete. Bad throw by Valeri. And he's hearing the boo birds from the New York crowd.
Well, Tillman and company trying to get it all back at once. Since neither one of these teams have really sustained a long drive, trying to take a page out of the book of the bolts and just throwing it and getting a big chunk right off the bat. But Sloan there to make the play.
Talked about the wind chill of 6. Of course, that affects the passing game, the cold weather. Valeri, though, just 3 of 8 for 12 yards and 1 interception.
Too much.
Play clock.
Number 7 offense, 5 yards. Down remains 3.
Ooh. And the boo birds continues. You know, the play clock again, only 35 seconds. You got to be a little crisper, a little sharper. In the XFL, that's the second time they've had that delay of game penalty. Now 3rd and 18. Amazing momentum swing in this game. Get ready. Cody McGuffey has come in right there. Trying to quick kick. It's over anybody's head. It's a free ball right now. Free ball. Watch the bounce. Calvin Jackson grabs it for Birmingham at the 22. So the quick move with the backup quarterback. And if nothing else, got the ball the other way. Although, of course, the Hitler were looking to spring a wide receiver to get the ball. So Rusty pulled one out of his bag of tricks. We're tied at Giant Stadium. Oh, the fans enjoying the atmosphere here at Giant Stadium. The debut of the XFL in the #1 city in the land. And they bought their warm clothing. They got the weather report.
But the wind chill is only 6 degrees.
And Casey Weldon, of course, being the quarterback with no gloves, unlike everybody else. Well, the nice safe pass. Stepford Williams is slowed down by David Wheeler. Man.
A suplex.
Well,
very nicely done.
We've heard the crunching. What does it feel like to be on the other side? And what does your head feel like and sound like after a big hit like that?
You want to know something on the inside of the helmet? As the hit or the hit E, you don't really hear it as much. I mean, you don't really think about it. I mean, it becomes so second nature. But, you know, when I sit here as a guy who did that and I listen to it, I can't believe that we went through that, man. That is of course you pounded.
Of course, you picked the defensive side of the ball, too, which is...
Yeah, I was a hitter.
You were the hitter.
And I had quite a few concussions, too, so... A lot of things I forgot.
I got you. I'm good.
Israel Raybon made the stop.
3rd down.
Israel.
All right, come here.
Well, this defense, this hitman defense.
You got nickel, under, smack, zone dog, ready?
Ron Merkerson calling out the signals.
Yep.
Out of Colorado.
Right.
Rusty told us that Rusty Tillman told us they do like the zone dog defense.
Big Merc, tough guy, is dad, a pro boxing trainer. He's on the move, trying to get Weldon, but Casey gets it off again to Williams for the completion and the first down.
We didn't have any pressure.
Well, Rusty's got to be a little frustrated because the part of his team that really set the tempo early on is having a little problem right now.
Come on, we got to clear out here. Get out of the way. Are we in nickel? We're in nickel. We got 3. That is
That means an extra defensive back, 5 defensive backs when you hear Tillman say nickel. Weldon, play action, a good one.
Take a boot.
Rolling right, wants the receiver to move. Now he's going to run.
Oh, yeah, I was. Thank you, man.
Good gain by Casey Weldon, showing some scrambling ability. A gain of 8.
Oh, that's the 10 I was up there.
Was that Joey Elam's he faked out? Casey Weldon comes around with that naked boot, and as he got out there in the flat, defender came up, he gave him a little pump fake, and just locked the defender up. Get him up 3-4 yards.
Straight left, 35 on 1.
Check him out as he comes here, naked boot. Bust him. Yeah, here goes Elam. Up. Faked him right out of his jock. You better go check with the equipment guy. Get a new one.
Time out of the field with a 2-minute warning. 6-6. Weldon finally smiling.
I was a threat.
Craig Benavides, Bob Golick, and the crew, the XFL, debuting on TNN and debuting in the Big Apple, 6-6 on a frigid day in New York.
Go, go, go. 38. 38. Hit.
Weldon and the keeper on a 2nd and 2. They just wanted to get the first down.
Got somebody hurt. Got somebody hurt. First down.
Ball the block of the center, Ryan Thomasy, 290-pounder, number 65.
Trey left. Trey left. H.I. 73 special on 1. Anytime. Got to go, Step.
Casey's throwing for 121 yards.
Set. 38. Go rip, rip. 38. Hit.
In motion and stuttering is McGuire across the middle. Bostic. He's crushed down by Mike Barber. Mike Barber with a hellacious hit on Bostic.
Well, they're going, looks like they're going no huddle, taking it right to the line of scrimmage.
71, regular 71. And good.
No timeout. You don't get the stoppage unless you get the first down for the placement. So they got to move quickly. Weldon comfortably thrown. Williams again, and Adams is playing off the receiver.
He's pushing off, man.
You know, Bob, you heard Ellen say he's pushing off. I thought I saw that in the touchdown as well. Little nudge at Ellen.
You know, you're going to have a little nudging. I mean, it's going to happen if it all comes down to the referee, what he wants to call. Some will call. I mean, we've seen it in games all, you know, for a long time. It all comes down to, you know, what, how close, how loose or tight the referees are calling it. We're talking about pushing off.
You got number 3.
First down, and Weldon looks comfortable now at QB.
Black 41. Black 41. Hit.
Bostic. He drops the ball. Still loose. Weldon may have jumped on the ball. Get the ball.
White got it. White got it.
The ref saying the White's got it.
White had it first. Hey, I got him. I got him. Easy.
Hey, let me just tell you this.
Bob, what's it like to be in the middle of a scrum like that where you're just fighting for the ball?
All you do is you go and you try and get a hold of the ball. You pull it. I don't care if the play's over. You just steal it. You can. Yeah, everybody's got their excuses. No, I had it the whole time, man.
Tell them. Be alert to run. Coming up at the half, it's the XFL All Access brought to you by Burger King. We'll take you to both locker rooms for an inside look as the players and coaches break down the first half. The Burger King XFL All Access at halftime. 42 seconds and counting.
You were insinuating that I would bite somebody down the bottom, did you?
I wouldn't hold it against you. That time, good coverage on Williams by Ellum. Clock ticking. 29.
Clock running down, 24 seconds.
They better hurry up here. Right now, they got a 49-yard field goal attempt. Although they do have a very good kicker in Brad Palazzo. They may only have time for one play, and it might have to be out of bounds toward the sideline. Weldon. Over the middle, got a receiver. Clock running, and that's going to do it. Nick Savoy made the play. The referee blew the whistle as the clock wound down, but that is the end of the first half. Very strange play call there by the Bolts with no timeout.
Surprised they didn't get into a position to get a field goal. Well, the Bolts think that there's still time left in the half.
All right, we're going to take you inside the locker room. We'll hear what the players have to say, but first, let's go down to...
Rusty, just your thoughts on the first half.
Well, you know, we were pounding the ball, doing a pretty good job. We got to come back and do the same thing. You know, we've had too many big plays to be 6-6.
Coach, 2 weeks in a row, tough starts out of the chute. You guys needed a better alarm clock. Yeah, we were a slow start 2 weeks in a row, but we got a half of football. We knew this was going to be 60 minutes, and this isn't a surprise.
6-6 at the half. We'll be back inside the locker room. It's All Access coming up at the half in the Big Apple. I hope you didn't miss it. Some incredible games. One in Los Angeles, one in Orlando. The extreme in front of a big crowd, and football's return to Los Angeles were very impressive.
The LA Extreme.
1, 2, 3, Extreme!
The Chicago Enforcers.
Go ahead and
State. Finally, professional football has come back to Los Angeles. They're off. LA has won the scramble. San Diego, it's blocked. The kick is blocked. Chicago, touchdown. We can get cracked here. We're going to score.
3 wide out to the right. He's got a man.
Touchdown. McDonald calls that dance the booty call. Jesse, you and I should never try this at home. Well, Jim Lester looking for Avery. Avery's got some room here. Avery's got some room. Avery at the 40. Avery at the 50. John Avery at the 30-yard line. Makes another cut. Avery. Avery down to the 6-yard line. 66 big-time yards for John Avery. And there's LaShawn Johnson. Turns upfield. Touchdown, Chicago. Maddox again. Looking for the end zone. Oh, my God! He held on. What a hit!
How he held on to that ball, unbelievable.
It has all come down to this. 39 seconds to go in the ball game. 4th down and 10. Ball at the 24-yard line. Maddox back to throw. Got time. Into the end zone. He's got it. He caught it. It's a completed pass. To the 1-yard line. Oh, my God. What a catch that was. Touchdown, and we got a tie ball game. And we're going to settle it here in overtime. And Lester's got some room to run, but he's looking to throw and throws it in. Touchdown! Touchdown, Chicago! It is do or die for Tommy Maddox and the LA Extreme. 3 wide receivers, all going to the end zone. Maddox throws it in. Touchdown! Maddox looking to throw. And touchdown! Football is back in Los Angeles, California.
Watch 29 tonight, baby. I'm telling you.
Week 2 of the XFL is underway, and they're off. It squirts away, ball's loose, and Brandon Young jumps up. Back home with the hometown man. Has possession for the Rays.
XFL is not a contact sport, man. This is a collision sport.
There's Brian Day. There goes Brian Day. Rays touchdown.
Show me the cheerleaders. And you know, I'm going to try to go into the cheerleaders' locker room.
Pulaski out of the shotgun, looking in the end zone.
Look at Day down. Oh, wait. It's an interception.
Well, just like we saw in the replay, everybody in the stadium saw it. He missed the call. DB only had one hand on it when it came down. Our receiver gets it. He gets the win on that. It's a bad call.
First and goal for the Rage. He got the corner turned.
Touchdown, Orlando.
Untouched. Touchdown.
Orlando Rage have exercised the demons tonight at the Citrus Bowl.
This is what the XFL is cooking.
Welcome back, Craig Winterini, Bob Golick. Big wins for the home teams last night. The Rage against San Francisco, and that incredible game in Los Angeles where Maddox throws for 400 yards. They come back, they force the overtime, and they're forced to make a score that last play there in the overtime, and they get it with the extra point.
Can you believe the way that Maddox was last night and just bringing that team back, not only just in the regulation time, but in a double overtime, the way he was throwing the ball, the way that team responded, I'll tell you what, that was some beautiful football.
And in the 10-game season, it's big not to fall down 0-2. Now they're 1-1. The Rage also with their winner 2-0. This game here today, the debut for the Hitmen. Kind of a funny story with a 6-6 game. The weather perhaps a factor. A little sloppy at times. Tough to hang on to the ball. But the Hitmen, despite all the chances, are tied with the Bolts.
Yeah, so very surprising. They came out very strong in the beginning with the defense, really setting the tone for them. Then we saw a lot more offensive performance out of Rusty Tillman's guys than we even expected early on. But then things kind of slowed down a little bit. We didn't see the long drives. People were making mistakes. Coming into the second half, it looks like the momentum may have turned a little bit, and a lot of that's based on Casey Weldon's shoulders and what he's been able to do with his offense.
Now, what the heck is going on in the locker rooms? Well, we'll find out next when we hit the locker rooms of the two teams here at Giant Stadium at 6-6 at the half.
Right. You get 4 yards. Got out there 15, 18 yards deep. Okay? Let's go. Good second half.
And that is the Burger King XFL All Access halftime pass. Burger King, home of the Whopper.
Listen up. Guys, aim it back a little longer. Get your foot. Okay, now, on the 9 round, what was it?
We got a minute, fellas. Let's go, baby. Blue collar, baby. Blue collar. Let's go. Let's go. Got everybody fight for the white boy. Let's go.
We ride. They go get that kick
Trap
away.
Got a minute.
Ain't no problem with that, right? That's just as easy as pie. Away from the tight end. Right? If you're away from the tight end, you're underneath there like that. We got a linebacker insert. That tackle's the one that's dropping, right? Tackle, you know? Huh? Ain't no thing. That's what it's all about. Run the damn ball with attitude. Come on. We gotta have a good attitude. Let's go. Let's go. We're scoring right now. Kickoff return. Attitude. Own them.
All right, getting that New York team out there. Where is Rusty Tillman? Now, a lot of people think it's the head coaches jumping down the players' throats at halftime, but so many times, especially here in the XFL, the time is kind of short. So you got to get to the assistant coaches, find out where the problems lie and how to fix them. The fans still out here having a great time at Giant Stadium. 6 degrees with the wind chill. Everybody's staying. A couple people went to get some hot chocolate, a number of other beverages. They're coming on back for the second half, as you see. Those fans locked in, getting a good performance by their own New York, New Jersey Hitmen. You see Keith Elias worked hard in the first half. 13 carries, 41 yards, but tough fought yards.
Casey Weldon, not existent offense so far except for that 70-yard pass. What's going to come up in the second half for you?
It's that type of game. This is XFL. It's cold up here in, what is it, February? So you just got to keep grinding it out.
They take a couple hits like that, you got to double check what month it is, I guess. See Charles Polari warming up. The New York, New Jersey Hitmen, or at least cooling up a little bit. You see Elias in the first half, 13 carries, 41 yards. They established the run game a little bit. Very, very hard-fought yards for Elias. Let's take a look at those highlights of the first half.
The Burger King All Access halftime. We are set for the start of the second half. Bonucci calling it, bringing it back to the 30-yard line for the Hitmen. Return of 26 for the Hitmen.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how this second half starts off. You got a cold day. Takes a while to get warmed back up. Kind of a short trip into the locker room at halftime. See who's got Big Mo coming out of it at halftime.
You know, they played 6 quarters now, though, Bob, and they only have 6 points. And Polari has struggled, although the passing game very difficult in these conditions. Elias getting free. Good running there by Elias again.
Charlie, tell me to play.
The Miller Genuine Draft halftime stats. And look at the passing yards. That's the big difference. Weldon really warmed up. 153 to 12. Total yards, big advantage for the Bolts. And possession also edge to the Bolts.
25 lead.
But you got to go back to that 4th and 1 chance, too, for the Hitmen. They had a chance to pound it in and take a 12 or 13-point lead, and they were stopped.
That's right, and any chance you get to score points, when you're putting up these kind of numbers, bad numbers offensively, you got to take them.
Elias, listen to that pounding he's taking. Deion Fox made the hit.
Hey, you know, we showed you his stats after the, talking about Elias, after the first half. 13 carries, 41 yards. We told you they were all hard-fought yards. What the way this guy runs, man. This guy is just tearing it up.
24.
Hey, you! Charlie! Tell me to play!
No, you know, there's been a couple of times he's come out of it saying, hey, tell me to play. Wonder what kind of communication they got going out there.
Elias again crunched by Chris Schelling. What heart from that running back who's 5'10", but his heart's just about the entire side.
Hey, let's give it to Elias, but I'll tell you what, Schelling, as a defender, ain't nothing you like better than when a guy carrying the ball has left his feet.
Line up.
Not the kind of series the Hitmen wanted to come out with. Live ball here after 25 yards. When it gets to the 35 here, it's live.
On your head.
Both return men are creeping up toward that marker. Aragus with a big mover. Dropped there by Williams. Free ball. And the Bolts appear to have recovered it. It looked to me, though, like Donnie Caldwell had a great chance to get that ball, and he sort of dove over number 21 for the Hitmen.
Just play it.
And again, the little plays here, Bob. But watch 21 Caldwell.
Tried to pick it up and run with it, but could not get it. Ball bounced right back into the receiver's head.
Weldon. Nice pass again to Williams. He hangs on this time at the 35.
Hey, Craig, I want to know what happened to that hitman defense we saw in the beginning of the first half. They were aggressive. They were getting pressure on Casey Weldon. They were getting they were knocking the receivers around. Now these receivers are finding a lot of open spots to find and complete the pass.
Casey Weldon is one of those reasons, Bob. Father of 4, one of the greatest passes in Florida State history. Still with the urge to play.
Blue 35, hit.
Boston. There's that hitman, D. Raybon again with the stop.
Big Mamu came in, man. He just stoned him.
The backside. It's the backside.
Backside free?
No, it's got to be this way again. Or unless they might be slanting to it now.
Chris Mamalonga had a nice hit on Bostic on that one. He just walked away like a gunslinger after a big battle.
90. Like 90. Hit.
They're coming for him.
On the blitz, quick pass. They were ready for it. And Williams in the flat makes the catch. And is knocked down by Wheeler and company by the Hitmen. But another big gain, first down for Birmingham. Stafford Williams, a third-round pick for the Dallas Cowboys. Had some big years there. His dad, an assistant coach, Stafford says he's going to become a high school coach when his playing days are over, but he's not ready to leave the gridiron yet. 7 catches, 129 yards for Williams, the favorite receiver for number 11.
38, hit.
And in motion is Quincy Jackson. Evans that time on the receiver, incomplete. The Hurricanes, and his wins are felt.
Well, you know, Rusty Tillman knows who's causing the problem. It's Casey Weldon. When he has time to throw the ball, he's going to find a receiver. He's taking a chance. He's saying, listen, I'm coming for you. I'm bringing a blitz, and I'm going to knock you down, and I'm daring you to go one-on-one with my corners on the outside.
Well, so far they fared pretty well.
So far, so good.
Of course, Adams was beaten on the touchdown. Bostic grunting and a big hit. Oh, man. Brad Trout. And that fish was swimming upstream, and he ran into Trout. Whoa, what a hit. Trout. Whoa, what a hit.
34. Hit.
Fun.
Nice game by Bostic, but paid the price at the end of that. I'll tell you what. Safeties, guys are deadly.
Why would you play this game?
Right, 90.
Because it's fun.
It's crazy. It's fun.
Right, 90.
3rd and 2. He's got a man open in the flat. Now he's going long. Williams open originally and thought it was headed. He still paid the price. That time from Ty Talton, and so did Weldon on the other end. And Casey very slow to get up. Well, the hitmen were covering the entire field that time.
Big sab on him. Big sab chasing down Casey Weldon.
Hit.
Dwayne Sabb has been in Casey Weldon's face and introducing him to the Giant Stadium turf throughout this game. Live ball, the punt, 21-yard line, the first 25. This one is hung up there. Kirby Dardar at the 10. Dardar, shooting free, look out! Dardar! Beats the punter, but he's grabbed from behind at the 50. You all right?
Palazzo
made the stop.
Palazzo did a nice job of forcing him back inside.
The ball at midfield when the Hitmen take over. It's 6-6. Great job. The XFL on TNN is brought to you by Cold Filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Never miss a genuine opportunity. By the motor oil that provides maximum protection, Castrol GTX, drive hard. By Monkey Bone, starring Brendan Fraser and Bridget Fonda, February 23rd, only in theaters. And by Lugs, the boots and shoes with an attitude, since you never know what you might run into. Lugs, boots and shoes. Despite the temperature dipping into the 20s, a wind chill near 6 degrees, and my paper's flying all over the place up here. A crowd of over 36,000, 36,458 turning out for the Hitman opener. And the passion and desire, well, I don't have to tell you about it. You could see it. Beat Elias for a couple of yards. Now the fans, of course, would like to see the Hitmen get going. They've got chances in the game. They've not been able to put enough points on the board, but find themselves in a real fight. The kind of game you kind of expect in this kind of weather. Grind it out, hard hitting, and last man with the ball might win it. Elias, this time picks the left side for a few yards. Big Jimmy Brumbaugh, number 96, a guy who told us he was making boxes in Montgomery, Alabama before this. And you know something, Bob? There are lots of boxes. There's bolt boxes, there's big boxes, TV, and he's a big man too. 287.
Kind of sounding like Forrest Gump with that shrimp thing.
That's right.
Little boxes, big boxes.
Dardar, the reverse, it worked before, but they had the penalty. This time, though, he's run out of bounds. Keith Franklin made the play. Well read, and he lost 4 yards.
Both defenses starting to step it up a little bit. Good field position for the Hitmen, but boy, it's instinct up front. These guys got to go. It starts getting cold. They got to get warmed back up for the little time in the locker room. Check it out again. This is 4th down. They'll punt. And remember, 25 yards. The ball is free.
Just has to get to the 22 to reach the 25-yard mark to get the ball free. But Arrogant's going to punt another bomb. Williams will drop back to the 5. Elias missed it. Here he goes. He's got some room, only the punt of the beat. And he's got a beat. Stepford Williams is going all the way. The only other guy with a shot at him was our cameraman. He elected to get out of the way. 95-yard touchdown for Stepford Williams.
Unbelievable. He has had an incredible job today as a wide receiver. Now returning the ball. Touchdown, Birmingham. You're right, Craig, man. Our camera guys out there, pretty well trained. keeping right up there with him.
Not easy with the speedster like Williams, who's been the big man on offense.
I'll tell you what, this
29 yards catching, and now that big play.
This hurts the Hitmen big time. So we'll see if the Bulls can get their conversion. Again, no kick. They're going to run it in.
Under 40% for the league on the conversion now. Big play in the game. Weldon firing. And it is caught. Capo McGuire for the extra point. Well earned by the Bulls. And they lead 13-6. Here's Williams again.
And Mason makes the right cut, takes it up inside. Only guy that can get him was the punter right there. Cannot make it. Rusty Tillman, a former special teams coach, not going to be happy with what's happened on that play.
So the Hitmen now down by 7 midway through the third.
Go win this game, man. Go win this game.
Hi, I'm Dee, and during the week I handle all kinds of animals working as a veterinary assistant. But on the weekends, there's not a soul on earth that can handle the animal in me as I cheer for my New York and Jersey Hitmen.
Well, it says in the media guide that Dee has a tattoo, black cat in location unknown. I haven't heard about parts unknown since the World Wrestling Federation. That's where you hear that.
Good
from
kitty.
Parts unknown.
Good kitty.
Somehow they're staying warm, and it's not easy today. But they're entertaining the crowd here at Giant Stadium, where the Bolts have bursted to a 13-6 lead, and they have got their passing game intact.
Yeah.
And then the big return by Williams. Dar, he can return it. It's 20. Calvin Jackson threw him down at the 27. Long-time Miami Dolphin defensive back. He's a leader back there. Calvin Jackson, number 38 for the Bolts.
Well, let's see what happens with Rusty Tillman this time. He's got to take this team. He's got to get the offense working. It's all going to come down to how they can, I think, not just Elias and run the ball, who's got about 56 yards already, but Polari's got to get to the ball in the air a little bit. He's got to drive this team.
Brand 43! Brand 43! Drop!
Still staying patient. He hands it off. But Elias in trouble, and Keith Franklin scooped him up for a loss, and the Boo Birds are coming, New York style.
Man, I tell you what, you're not going to get, especially when the game's been as tight, the defense has been as tight as they have been today, there's no way you're going to get a drive started by just relying on Elias. He's a hard worker, but you can't give it to him all day long.
You wonder about the confidence he has in Polari, confidence that was at an incredible high in the preseason when he was really throwing the ball.
If I'm a defender, all I'm looking for right now is Elias, and that's the guy I'm going to hit.
Passing down Polari. Firing. Receiver pretty well covered. Zola Davis had Dwayne Butler all over him. Incomplete. You know, Ron Meyer, the coach of Chicago, told us, he said he thinks Polari's arm, you can ride to the championship. Nobody around here would think that watching the first 2 weeks. But again, today, not conducive to the passing. The New Yorkers don't want to hear about excuses. That's for sure.
We told you about it coming in. This is a tough crowd to please. And they're letting the team know right now that they keep it up this way. It ain't going to be an easy ride for them.
Big third down. They're just 1 for 5 on third down today. 3rd and 14. Polari batted at the line of scrimmage. And another 3 and out for the Hitmen. Johnny Mitchell got a beat. Mitchell out of LSU. So now again the punt. Hang out of your hats here. 50-yard line, and it's a free ball. Gallagher's been a busy bee. Free ball right now. Williams picks it up. And this time elects to go out of bounds with the coverage on him. And the Bolts will take over at the 44. Williams accounting for over 200 yards now for the Bolts.
Well, Williams did a smart move there. All he's got to do is get out of bounds. It's so hard to score points today, and all it's up to the Bolts right now. They just have to keep the chains moving, keep the clock moving, And just every time it comes down to it, it goes on this guy's shoulders. And so far, he has not responded.
Rusty Tillman told us he expected Valeri to have a good game today, although probably relying more on the run than the pass. Bostic in the backfield. He's crunched hard. Tim Beauchamp made the play.
Charlie, what's happening to the offense? Right now, you guys can't move the ball at all.
Right now, the foot is not there for the running game, so we're going to try to pass the ball. And the last play, the guy was open, and then the D lineman tipped the ball. So we'll come back next drive and score. It's all right.
Well, it made it sound easy.
Well, the patience may be okay with Charles Valeri, but I don't think this guy came out to watch the game today with the fans here have quite as much patience, but that's life. Weldon still got it off. What a great catch by Cable McGuire. How did Weldon get that ball off? I mean, he had Brad Trout right in his face, knocked him down, 14-yard pickup, and that has been the difference. The poise by Casey Weldon.
You know, Brad Trout coming, you see him right there. Weldon saw him. Weldon knew the guy was coming, and he still threw that ball on target. Beautifully thrown ball.
But there was an ineligible receiver downfield.
Yards, previous spot, would be second down.
Oh, that's a tough one, because that had nothing to do with the offensive play for
Well, I'll tell you what.
The Bulls. And Mike Edwards downfield.
So DiNardo very upset that his team getting called back, but once again, I have seen a lot of tough players playing pro football. Casey Weldon is one of the toughest guys I've been around in a long, long time.
Oh, he was buying time. What happened to Quincy Jackson, who ran out of bounds as Weldon was trying to buy time? So now, because of the loss of down on the penalty as well, it's 3rd and 16.
Stay in bounds! Hey, if he's going to sit back there and take the hit, he's damn sure should be able to tell these guys where they're going to go. The problem with Quincy, it looked like his footing. It is getting kind of slick out there. It looked like his footing wasn't good, and he's trying to cut back in bounds. Just couldn't get the traction.
I don't know, Bob. I don't know if his head was in the play there. You saw Weldon just trying to buy time. All he had to do was stop, and he kept running out of bounds. And he's been taking, the play clock looks like it ran out here. Some of that due to Casey Weldon arguing with his wide receiver that you just heard. So now instead of 3rd and 16, make it 3rd and 21.
Fifth left, Z high. 86, Z take off, wide tag on 1. Read left.
Receivers going out to the right.
Set.
And 1 on the near side. In motion is Gord Dine. Weldon's going to run. Thunder stop, but he didn't slide. He tried to still even 10 yards shy of the first down. Man, Casey Weldon is a tough customer.
Hey.
Not necessarily smart on that play, but you got to admire the guy's courage.
32 years old. He's still out there. He loves playing this game. We've seen him play it for years, but he thought he had a shot here. He could have slid, took the easy way out, but he thought he could make a move. I don't know, next time you think you can make a move on a safety, I think maybe you should just go down.
Dar will move up to the 16 to grab the punt.
Oh, nice
shot by Caldwell on the block as Dar got past the 25 to the 26. But Donnie Caldwell, 21 with a huge hit on the return. Can the Bolts do anything at home? Let's find out when we come back.
This is Jessica Corner here, and I'm here with Haven Field's biggest #1 fan. How do you think he's playing today?
Yeah, Haven's the man. He's a good ball player and a good guy. The Hitmen are lucky to have him here tonight.
How's the baby boy doing your head?
The baby boy's doing great today.
Stop wide on the color.
Haven Fields credits his mother back home in Miami for so much of his upbringing, but also the two people you were just introduced to, Lois and Robert Taylor, his adopted parents from Alabama, here at the game. Valeri throwing to Michael Blair, the crowd with the sarcastic cheer as he finally made a completion. It's the 10th of his XFL career after he was hit hard in 30 attempts.
Well, you know, let's tell Charles Polari that if you pass the ball, now Casey Weldon actually can tell him, when you pass it, sometimes you take the hit.
Patrick Scott on the crunch.
Somehow I don't remember it sounding right.
Who's 24? Man.
These guys must be hitting hard or something.
Here's Elias. He's met. Well, not much there. Schelling and Deion Fox made the stop. Well, Deion's an interesting story. Guy's got a record label going, but loves his football and jumped at the opportunity to play in the XFL. 57, Deion Fox.
Mike left. Slide right. 284 corner crab. On one. Ready?
Like I said before, they all know it's on Elias. He's the only one having success in that offense. But the footing's bad. You saw in that last play, he couldn't even make a cut. It's got to come down to Polari, and if he can't throw it, they can't win.
At what point do they think about going to the backup? There's a good throw, but the tight end did not look back. Marcus Hinton and the Hitmen were not on the same page. They had that play open right there if they were on the same page.
You know, the part of being a great receiver is not just going out and running a route and being able to catch a ball. Part of being a great receiver is knowing when to find an open spot and laying there for it. He had the seam. He took it up in there. He should have looked around for the ball.
Stay in the block. 68. Strong option on one. Ready? Hurry up.
Charles Polari got to find some confidence somehow and somewhere, and he may need a play to get that going. Deion Fox looking to blitz. Polari, he fires, complete to the Cosmo at midfield. Keeps going to the 40-yard line. Anthony DeCosmo, and Petrina must have loved that one. Gain of 16.
Well, you saw Polari take the shot before.
Flex right. Check. What?
Yeah.
At the 40 now, the Hitmen trying to get something going.
Look at Polari wearing some of that Giant Stadium turf. A little memory of 2 plays ago.
Not a good sign for a quarterback, that's for sure. Polari complete. He's got Fred Brock. I mean, you like your helmet if it starts out black and blue to stay that way and keep your body from becoming that. But the green is not one of the team colors. Last time we checked.
Well, last week he had problems with the short game. He had problems with the intermediate game. He could not find those passes.
Slide left. 284 corner crab. On one. Ready?
Could not get the touch right on that. We saw even early in the game he seemed to be really just off a little bit. Now the last couple plays he's finding it.
Some people said he couldn't take a hit. It appears that hit may have jarred him right back into the game.
He's got a long way to go on taking hits.
Polari, that one, look out, it popped up and nearly again grabbed by Johnny Mitchell, went after the deflection. That's about the 3rd or 4th deflection at the line by Polari, which begs the question, is he throwing the ball too low near the line of scrimmage or not? Or are these guys just too big?
Well, part of the problem is that when these guys get down to the sideline,
Everybody right here.
when these guys are pass rushing to get locked up in the line of scrimmage, a lot of times all they can do is get the hands up.
96.
And a bit of a quarterback controversy last week in Birmingham. Same story perhaps here as Cordy McGuffey on the sidelines getting some of the interest of the fans here at Giant Stadium, even if they don't know who he is right now. He's the backup. There's a catch. Tight end. And it's the Cosmo actually on the grab, but that's good enough, it appears, for the first down. And the Cosmo has been a favorite receiver.
Well, no sense in making going for the long game right now.
Run out.
Like I said, they.
Good job, brother.
You can hear him trying to get his team going a little bit. Couple of successful passes going into the 4th quarter. He's hoping they can keep that up, keep the drive alive.
Hitmen want to capitalize on the move. They trail by 7. Good one as we go to the 4th.
My work as an aerialist demands timing, focus, and hours of grueling practice. Hi, my name is Nan. And you know, a lot of people thought I was taking a risk cheering for the Hitmen. Believe me, I know all about taking risks.
And there she is, ma'am, an aerialist.
She working
need one of those every day.
She working a circus or what?
She's also actually a contortionist.
Where do you find an aerialist? A circus?
One of the places.
Well, tell me where else.
Oh, you go to the show out in Las Vegas, or there's performers.
Aerialist college.
First and 10 at the 30. They're warming up. Here's Archie. Cross the 30. Gain of about 6-7 yards.
Hey, good play. You know what? You can't sit there and keep getting the ball off, but when you get the short pass game going, you loosen the linebackers up. They're not as free to come flying up and making a play.
Flex left. 56 power on one. Ready?
And down by only 7. There's no urgency to have to pass. They're only one score down. Of course, the big difference could be, though, the extra point. And that's, there's no given by any means. Elias, he's crushed by James Williams.
We're here with some of the New York fans. How can you be out here like this in 32-degree weather?
Oh, we're having a great time. We're loving everything we're doing. We're having a great time.
You're crazy. How can you do this? Crazy.
Yeah. He's got a buddy too. Well, they always come in pairs if there's one of those guys.
Yeah.
Get these guys. I mean, this isn't December. This is February. Valeri. Quick pass over the middle. Dardar. Got it. Around the 15. Kirby, valuable guy. His eyes lit up when I asked him about running.
Yeah, he loves being a running back. When they moved him out to receiver, he keeps waiting for that opportunity. In fact, he told us today, they told us yesterday, he said, listen, I may be working into that running scheme just a little bit.
The thing he was impressed of is he said that Valeri became more of a leader this week around the team, getting the receivers together and really trying to get on the same page. Archie for a couple. Charles Preston with a huge week one, who's their defensive star last week with a stop.
Hey, Craig, handing the ball off on a running play is one thing. But to run a delayed draw like they just did, ain't nobody buying that. I mean, these guys are so cold, they just want to go ahead and hit somebody. You got to either hand the ball off and run right away or throw the ball.
You saw the shot of the cheerleaders once he jumped into the NFL. Never worried about fraternizing with the cheerleaders. In fact, he married one. He married one of the Seagulls of the Seattle Seahawks.
Option.
Hey, they were cute.
So he doesn't mind his players perhaps fraternizing here in the XFL. Spikes the ball. Did he make? Well, he tried to spike it at the last second as he saw the play clock coming down. I think they got him again.
And this is just happening over and over today. I mean, come on, the play clock is right in front of these guys, right at the end of the stadium. It ain't that hard.
Joe, you guys get time. Go.
Valeri's been a victim of the play clock. So 2nd and 16. The yards are too precious in a game like this to be able to give up 5 here and 10 there.
068 strong option on one. Ready? Gun.
Hey, the number of hits that Casey Wilson's taken, I can see him missing one or two.
Red 80.
Valeri with a blistering wind, firing. He's got it in! Right around the goal line, maybe at the 1. Fred Brock made the catch, first and goal. 20-yard gain.
What a catch!
New York fans don't have great memories, that's for sure.
You see a good rush coming around the Valeri, staying in there tough.
The last time they got to 4th and 1 in the first half and were stopped. They can't afford that here. Archie, he's stopped. He got the first touchdown, but Charles Preston met him right in the backfield.
And the worst thing I ever see is when you need a yard and you start seeing running back pussyfoot. They get to the line of scrimmage and they start going, where's the hole? And they slow down and they start looking. Put your head down and stick it up somebody's butt.
You think he did that there?
Right. On one. Ready?
He's used Archie, although Elias has gained some of the tough ground. He's gone to Archie in close. Archie again, got a hole that time, and bangs in for the touchdown.
They got 12. Here comes the extra point, and I'll tell you what, Greg, you were talking before about the percentage of successful extra points as they run them or pass them in. It is not good.
Yeah, well, actually, yesterday was the best, 8 for 17 yesterday, but only about 40% in the league. So 60% of the time you're getting stopped, and in this game, it could be the difference. 13-12, hang on. After run it or pass it, you only get 1 point. And he calls it, that's another thing, he calls a timeout trying to get that all-important point. And you won't see that when you're kicking for it.
Hey, you know,
timeout before you kick for an extra point.
Hey, coach, we gotta talk. They got my voice on the loudspeaker, Dick. They can hear me. Call the play. I don't care. Run the play. That ain't the point. We didn't have the right personnel on there. All right. But I'm saying, close to somebody.
Hey, Charlie, that's the brakes running. You got an all-access pass. Everybody hears you, not just you at home. The fans here, experiencing the game, also hear what you all hear. Look back at the touchdown, Bob.
Yeah, nice cutback. Not too much messing around. He found the hole, drove up through it. Good job of staying on his feet. Now, I don't know what Polari's complaining about, talking about his voice carrying on the loudspeakers. Everybody that needs to hear him on the field is standing right there. If he's calling any of the audibles, they hear him at the line of scrimmage.
All important extra points for the Hitman.
Got the trip right float on the color. Ready?
And the 2 touchdowns have been basically straight out the gut runs by Archie.
As tough as
balls at the 2.
As these defenses are, they've got to get this.
The Cosmo in motion flag. And boy, if they have to go back 5, this makes it a lot tougher.
Ball start. Number 50 offense, penalties 5 yards.
David Camacho, left guard, Mexican-American, with a penalty there on the false start. Great story. One of 6 kids, grew up with his mom. His father died of a heart attack at the age of 28, and Camacho witnessed it as a 3-year-old and remembers it. And he worked his way somehow out of the inner city of Los Angeles to get a college degree. Here it is for the point. Larry firing. Well played defensively by Eric Sloan, and that stops it, and that keeps the Bolts on top by 1 in the 4th.
The
9 essential nutrients, got milk, by the United States Army, an army of 1. And by Twix, it's all in the mix. The Hitman cheerleaders entertaining the crowd. I'm impressed with Man, because most of the girls have their leather jacket all buttoned up, but not Man.
The aerialist.
Yes.
She's a tough one.
Even the players are all bundled up. Bodine and Alexander. The Hitmen are down by 1. Could not convert the extra point. Bobble! Ball free! Still free! And finally scooped! Still free! And somehow Alexander, who had a little juggling act, he might want to go into business with Man. But he was able to pounce on it at the last moment. Wow. Not easy in the cold weather here.
Good kick, Leo. Come on, somebody cause a fumble here.
Voice of Rusty Tillman.
Dig it there. Mark, come in.
Well, the Hitman almost took those words from the coach and made it happen.
And Rusty knows how stingy these defenses have been. And these offense scoring points, he knows he's got to take it away and get the ball back as soon as possible.
Will they pass or run deep in their own territory? Bostic moving it out. And he gets the first down. Good run, James Bostic.
I'm telling you before, in this kind of footing, these guys just got to, if they're going to run the ball, it's got to be the quick handoffs. They've got to get it up inside and let them just try and carry it up in field. We got a man down the field.
The last night of the game in Los Angeles, there was an injury. As you look at Mike Barber down, But it was great to see the spirit.
Really was.
Despite a broken leg. Player putting his arms up to the crowd. Everybody was cheering for him as he was helped off. Mike Barber a little shaken up here.
Both bones, tibia and fibia, both broken. And you saw him as they carted him off. The attitude, I mean, that's right here. I mean, this is, you know, barring everything else, this is the one thing that's just unbelievable about the XFL. These guys just love doing what they do.
Mike Barber appears to be okay. Out of Clemson.
And you know what, Craig? It is tough here because of the 38-man roster. You got 7 guys on the practice squad. This roster, though, you can't afford these injuries. Last night when they lost 2 linemen, they were down to no backups at their offensive line.
Well, you've got to be resourceful, especially with the rosters at 38. And at linebacker, only a couple extra backups. There's Bostic again, finding some room. Look out! He's at the 30. Trying to work him down. Can't get him.
Trying to get him.
Settles pushes him out. Finally at the 25. Wheeler got a piece of him. As he got by shot. Big pickup for James Bostic. 60 yards. Stamper.
Just a simple counter out of the backfield, but he found the angle he needed in every one of the defenders. Just didn't have an angle to make the play. And you see 36 Brad Trout going to make a play. Can't go for the head. You got to tackle. Wrap it up.
Wheeler finally pushed him out, but too big of a gain. Now Alexander's in the backfield. He's grabbed from behind after a gain as the clock ticks and the flag is thrown.
See, the problem is, Rusty Tillman told these guys, go out there and get the ball loose. Get a turnover. The thing is, when you start swatting for the ball, when you start focusing on the ball too much, you forget about tackling the guy. And then you start getting the big gains. You might as well say, forget about it. Winning.
Let's go nickel.
Penalty was a tripping call.
Personal foul. Illegal leg whip. 77 offense. Penalties 15 yards. Previous spot. Repeat first down.
Mike Edwards. The penalty on him. Well, a big game coming up. XFL fans will be in Memphis tonight on UPN. The Las Vegas Outlaws and the Memphis Maniacs, both teams are undefeated. The winner will take the lead in the West Division in Memphis. Coming up on UPN at 7.
Vegas team was so good last week. Memphis we saw last week. This is going to be a heck of a matchup tonight.
Ryan Clement, a big week for the Outlaws. Maniacs like to run a little more. Williams with the catch. And you talked about some of those hits. Paul Malonga hit him. Did he steal the ball? He picked it up. Flag is down. Referees appear to say that player was down before Christian grabbed the ball.
Malonga picked up the ball, figured I'm going to run with it. Capo McGuire was just standing there. Malonga ran into him.
All right, dead ball, personal foul. Back it up 15. Ball 15.
It's a late
ball
flag.
15.
Hey, us big guys don't get the ball that often. When you get it, you try to do what you can. Go until they tell you to stop.
Personal foul against the Hitmen.
Big Mamu.
And that is a huge penalty there, 15 yards.
They got him at about 320 pounds. And I don't know, black, the color black's supposed to be the slimming. He really isn't doing anything for him.
34 or 24 on one.
Ron Malonga said he looks at this as an opportunity. In fact, he told Vince McMahon that he could be coming off the top turnbuckle someday.
Like 90.
Second.
No, blue 34.
First and 10, I beg your pardon.
Blue 34. Hit.
Alexander can't get him in the backfield. And he picks up 5. Let's take a look at the penalty just a moment ago.
There was the shots. Remember when I said he picked up the ball, ran, and took a shot at Capo? Capo McGuire, receiver, just standing there right in the throat.
Malonga hit with that.
Good stiff arm, though.
Well,
technique-wise.
Yeah.
Not a smart thing to do.
No, not a smart. That's way too costly. Of course, if he had the ball and it was on the return, he'd get away with that. Bostic on the ground. Again, got free. Bad tackling by New York. And he's inside the 10.
I don't know if these guys are just freezing up what is happening, but these running backs for Birmingham just finding too many holes.
Birmingham looking to add to their 1-point lead. New York got on the board first. Archie in the first quarter. Jackson, a 7-yard catch, tied the game up in the second. Both teams could not convert.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Then the punt return in the third quarter by Williams, and they did get the conversion. Hittman came back with a touchdown here in the fourth, but did not convert, so they trail by 1. Blitz is on in the backfield. Oh, Weldon still has it. He tripped, and he wiggles right near the 1. Great fake by Weldon.
Man.
Casey Weldon,
What a
nice move.
They saw everybody lining up defensively, coming in, trying to make the big play. The Bolts have been running it inside, so the defense came into the inside. Look at that naked boot. Boy, if he doesn't slip, he is in.
Tim Beauchamp made the crunching hit. Second and goal. And that was Big Merk. Ron Merkerson.
Somebody else got him low. I didn't see who got him low, but Big Merk hit him high. Just about snapped this guy in half. Oh, it was Beauchamp again.
Big Merk.
Tell us how you really feel, Big Merk.
Tough guy, down a pro boxing trainer, and he threw the big hit. And goal. Now, do you go for the field goal if you don't get this one? We'll see what happens. Bostic running, just stopped short of the goal line. Donato wanted the touchdown call. He did not get it. Decision time.
I want 35. Time out. Wait a second. Wait. Let the clock run. We'll call time out.
Yeah, there we go.
Fourth and 1. They're gonna talk about it. Obviously, they're gonna discuss whether they should go for it or not. The key play, perhaps, in this game was a 4th and 1 at the same spot on the field in the first half.
That's right.
When Elias was stopped on 4th and 1. Going into the end zone, he was stopped, and at that time, it could have given New York a 12 or 13-0 lead.
6-inch line.
Keeps the best formation for that. They say 2 feet up there, not feet.
I'm telling you, I'm in.
They say 2 feet.
Huh?
They say 2 feet from up top.
Well, Donato is going down to see where the ball is. He's running down to the goal line to see just how far it is.
Nothing like the hands-on touch of a head coach, huh?
He wasn't taking his players' word for that.
Yeah, so other leagues, you're not allowed to leave that little coaching box. Over here in the XFL, you can kind of wander around, go check it out yourself, man.
Coach, you go tell that line. Go tell that ref on that line. When this ball crosses the end line, it's a touchdown.
Yeah, well, let's go. Get in here. Let's go.
Tell them when they cross that line, it's a touchdown. So,
hey, you know what? As a head coach, how do you turn down Casey Weldon? After what Casey has done for you, the hits he's taken, the beating he's taken, and the way he's played, how do you not let him do what he feels that the team needs to do?
You probably don't. As for his advice to the referee,
the ball crosses that goal line.
They may have picked that up in the officials' court. But he wants to remind them because an inch here or there. 4th and goal. This could be for the ball game. They're going for it. Big decision. Weldon, he's going to keep it. And they didn't get it. That's why Weldon wanted the ref to know, because he was just throwing the ball out. And Big Murph and the hitman stopped him.
Well, maybe next time you don't listen to the quarterback, but I'll tell you what, when you got a defense playing, when Big Merch is playing like that, He knows he just made the biggest plays of the game.
He had the hit. Big work on Weldon.
Hey, go low. I'm going up over the top. I'm going over the top. Wing right hop. 10 wedge. On one. I'm going over.
Here it is from right dead on the sideline. You'll see Mergensen come up and just stone him at the line of scrimmage. Great timing. And great job by the defensive line of getting into the offensive line and keeping them off the line of scrimmage.
Weldon tried one more shot now as Blair tries to get out of the backfield. After the hit, you see him throw his right hand out, throw the ball across the goal line. Gave it the old college try.
Now the Hitmen have a long way to
They're
go.
still in trouble. They're backed up.
You gotta get some push now.
But they got a shot, and there's enough time with 4:40 on the clock.
You know, as a defense, you know, right now you're saying, hey, we did our part. We gave up a little bit too much yardage, but we stopped them. Now it's up to you, O.
2 timeouts left. You got the stoppage at the 2-minute warning. First downs will stop it as well. We'll get inside 2. If the backfield for a few yards, Blair gives him a little breathing room, but it'll set up a big 3rd down play.
Ron, tell me about that defensive stand for you guys. That was huge.
Hey, that's where the men at, down in the goal line, baby. You got to stop them. Hard-nosed football, baby.
Big Merck did his part. Now it's up to the offense, and this is a huge play. Huge 3rd down and 4. Hitmen have warmed up. They've made 3 of the last 4 on 3rd down. Valeri. That is receiver. And he should get the forward progress. It's going to be close. Marcus Hinton made the catch. Let's see where they spot it. Ball was picked up. After that, they're giving the referees his touchdown. Marcus Hinton may have thought the play was stopped with the Cosmo. Did he strip the ball?
I didn't think he stripped the ball.
Normally, you get a forward progress call on that.
Whistle.
You didn't hear a whistle?
Probably from the stand.
From the stand?
I told you about the
From the
whistle
stand?
Here we go.
Larry said he heard a whistle. Man.
Okay, look.
Shocking turn of events there for the New Jersey Hitmen, who thought at first they had a 1st down. Now a big play for the point, and this will give them the 8-point advantage if they could make it.
And you heard
be 2 scores.
And you heard him say they thought they heard a whistle. The ref saying it must have come from the stands.
This might be the game right here. Bostic, stop! All right, let's listen for the whistle on this play in the 3rd and 4 to DeCosmo. We didn't hear a whistle at all on that play.
All right, listen up.
So the break goes against the Hitmen, and now the Bolts are up by 7, 3:04 to go. Stadium, the Hitmen with a big stop on that extra point attempt, so they stay with a shot here, needing a touchdown and the conversion to tie up the game. 3:04 to go, and a strange touchdown by the Bolts. Oh, Boots falls free! The Hitmen trying to recover the ball right near midfield.
All right, 1st down.
I don't know if he meant to kick it down low or...
Call up by 7, and it works out to the Hitmen advantage as Michael Blair, the Gladiator, recovered the ball, and now they're at the 48-yard line. What was that?
Beautiful. I don't know. All I know is that the center on the kickoff return is not ever expecting that ball to come to him.
Got to kick the ball deep there. With this kind of time, make him go the length of the field. Polaris. Wide open. The 40. Inside the 35.
You know, part of the problem is that when it gets this cold, the ground can get so hard that the cleats on the bottom of your shoes do not dig in. And as much as I'm seeing some of the receivers and running backs slide a little bit, maybe there was a slip by the kicker in the same way. But I've been on fields like this where the cleats don't get in. Usually if you have time, like at halftime, you switch into like a tennis shoe or an AstroTurf shoe. But obviously not enough time to do it here.
Larry's got a receiver, DeCosmo at the 15. Anthony DeCosmo for Larry's heating up. He's hit 9 of his last 13. 18-yard gain.
And Eric Sloan with a hit. Man, did he pop him.
Huddle.
You see DeCosmo working up against Sloan. Oh, excuse me, Chris Schelling with the pop. Figured be the safety making the big hit.
Maybe the last play following an incompletion before the 2-minute warning, and then have trouble getting the ball from the center, Juan Porter.
5-0. Ball start. Offense number 50. 5 yards. First down.
Again, moving in. And they're knocked back 5 yards, but they are threatening as we approach the 2-minute warning. And they're not going to get the play off in the shotgun. So the clock stops with 2 minutes. Hitmen again still have 2 timeouts remaining. They need a touchdown and the conversion to tie up the game.
Come on, try to score, baby!
Hitman with a shot. A fighter's chance at the 2-minute warning. At the 2-minute warning, the U.S. Army presenting victories in life, and certainly victory for Stepford Williams, who's bounced around in his football career. At one time was the 3rd receiver of the Dallas Cowboys a few years back, but he's starring in the XFL. Big 95-yard punt return earlier in this game in the 3rd quarter, giving the Bolts a 7-point lead. With a 27-year-old out of Minden, Florida, Stepford Williams, he is our U.S. Army victory in life. 8 catches, 134 yards. Now, let's set the scene here. 2 minutes to go. 2 timeouts. The cheerleaders trying to keep the fans pumped up. Valeri is warmed up. He's hit 9 of his last 13. They need, oh, look out, the snap! And Valeri has to go out and at the 30. And right now the Hitmen are going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Play after play.
At first you saw Valeri trying to pick it up and try to make something out of nothing. But, you know, you're down this far into territory. You just want to maintain possession. If you have to eat it down, you eat it down. But you got to keep control of the ball.
Problem for them is they won't get the cheap stoppage because the first down is way down at the 5. And whistles before that snap.
Good thing, man. Those snaps are coming all over the place. You got a shotgun blast.
It's like that machine the coaches use to knock the ball backwards. You're saying another false
illegal
start.
snap. Offense on the center. 5 yards. 2nd down.
Eric Cole. And that backs him up to the 35. At one time, they were at the 15 on 3 straight plays. They've lost 20 yards.
Sometimes centers will fool around with the ball before they snap it. They've never actually pulled me off sides when I played. But
yeah, never.
You see this. Sometimes they actually get called for it.
2nd and 30. Valeri lost the handle that time. As a receiver, DeCosmo flags are down again. DeCosmo crunched at the 26. Flags again in the backfield.
Tell you, the Hitmen have just shot themselves to the foot again. As Valeri was trying to gain control of the ball, their linemen doing everything to keep the Bolts defense out, including holding.
Hey, is this 2nd down? Yes. I want a timeout.
Both flags are for the same foul. Holding. Offense number 50. 10 yards from the previous spot. 2nd down.
Rusty Tillman has seen enough. He wants a timeout. As the Hitmen have gone from the 15 now all the way back. They've lost 30 yards on 4 plays.
Let's go. Everybody, let's go. What do we got now? 2nd down or what?
Something you don't see often. 2nd and 40.
Everybody come here. Everybody come here. Hurry up. Everybody come here.
Well, let's listen to Rusty, because I don't know what he can say now when these guys have dug this hole.
2nd down and 40. Tell them upstairs now. We got to try to pick up about half of it again. We are going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Do you understand?
That's right,
We're going to win in overtime. Now hey, we got 1 timeout left. We got to go. We got 4 downs. Now let's do it. Come on.
Let's go.
We're going to go. Let's do it. Let's go, Charlie.
So the strategy here, Bob, is not to go for the bomb right away, end zone. They've got time to play with. 1:27 is plenty of time. They've got one timeout. They're not going to get the cheap stop after the first down because they have to get down to the 5 for that. But plenty of time, allow pattern, even over the middle, to work down the field. However, the problem is it's 2nd and 40. So
well, they've got 3 plays because the field goal gets them nothing at this point.
3 plays to get down to the 5-yard line for the first, at least. He's on his own side of the field. He's going to go downtown. DeCosmo going for it, and it was over his head. Sloan was defending.
Cosmo is looking to the referee for a flag, and I'll tell you what, maybe he should have given it to him.
The Cosmo looked like he lost his footing about the 10 or 15-yard line as he was running his pattern, and that may have cost him.
Looks like good time up inside. He lays it out deep.
Come on, better flag.
Eric Sloan running with him.
Better flag it.
Hey, Cosmo, I'm with you, man.
I think it was a good no call.
Play clock.
3rd
just
and
getting the ball.
40. Valeri's got some time. Going to pick up some yardage here. Wide open. Zola Davis, did he step out? Oh, he stepped out at the 20. And he could have picked up his 10 more. Zola Davis at the 20. Big pickup of 25 now.
I think you're seeing more and more, Craig, the way this field is, man. It is just, watch him at the end of this play. This guy's just trying to get some footing. Sliding all over the place.
Well, it looks like a coat of ice is on the field, and it could be. This is it for the Hitmen. 4th and 14. They've got to get to about the 5-yard line. It's down to 1 play. Coleri slipping himself. Firing end zone. Traffic there. Tipped up and incomplete. Chris Schelling was there. Fred Brock was the intended receiver. And Rusty Tillman has likely run out of time here with just $1:05 to go and only 1 timeout. A lot of traffic in the end zone in that pass by Polari. But with all those penalties, that's where you got to trace it. In 4 straight plays.
It comes down to it. If he could have kept this, Zola could have kept this footing, get a little bit farther, but they still had to throw it. The defenders knew that it was just a matter of sitting back and not giving them the first down.
Over 36,000 turning out in absolutely frigid conditions, windy, swirling. Many of them not even wearing shirts to root on the Hitmen. And Rusty Tillman, it's a tough loss for him. His team should have had the chances to win it. And instead, they're going to find themselves on the short end. Let's look at the hit of the game.
And now, the hit of the game is brought to you by Lugs, the boots and shoes with an attitude, because you never know what you might run into.
Kind of hard to pick out one hit of the game in this one. A lot of bone-jarring contact and grunts and the sound of
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it's been one of those days, a lot of hitting. And I'll tell you what, I'm proud of these New York fans, man. They stuck out here. They knew they were getting one hell of a football game. And for the Hitman, I know Rusty Tillman is disappointed.
They took one when they were on offense. They took one when they were on offense. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. They only had 10 guys and they took one.
They took one when they had 10 guys around, right?
Here he's arguing about the timeouts on the board.
1 left, right?
The ref's saying 1 left. It says 0 on the board.
Please check.
They do. Don't argue with me. I'm telling you what they do. Sit. Hey.
Rusty Tillman expected his team to play a sound game. They had their chances. They really had their chances in this game. They were stopped on that big 4th and 1 in the first.
New York called the timeout at the 2-minute
All right, we'll
warning.
take it.
It's their last timeout.
But they came out of the...
Wait a minute. They got first. Wait a minute.
He said it was the last timeout.
Okay. Yeah, there's no
They came out of the block very strong. Their defense looking good. Their offense just could not get on track. I know the frustration was there. But I think if anything else, towards the end of the game, that guy right there, Charlie Polari, started to look pretty good, at least in the short and intermediate plays.
Another flag is thrown in the play. That's been the theme here for the last few minutes. Well, Charlie Polari had a horrible start. There was even a Polari sucks sign in the crowd, and some of the fans were calling for the backup, although probably not too many could even name the backup at this point. But Polari came back.
On the defense. 5 yards, still second down.
Polari warmed up, though, a 9 for 13 run there in the second half, and really the penalties on that last drive cost them.
Had the footing been a little bit better, they might have been a little more successful. Guys messing around, slipping, not getting the hits. They might have been a little more successful at getting down and getting that 6 points.
You know what, Bob? Normally these last seconds with no timeouts are just down in time. You could see the line trying to pick out the snap and trying to get the ball.
Charlie, some of the fans were chanting Charlie sucks. What do you respond to that?
That's okay. I'm a grown man. I can take it. They have their opinion. That's fine. We didn't win today, so they can say whatever they want, which is fine. I'm from New York. I'm a big boy. I can take it. You can keep booing. I love it, baby. I'll be back next week and the week after.
Charlie talking right back to the fans as the New Yorker he is as time winds down here. And the New York Hitmen fall to 0-2, tied with Chicago in the division.
Well, only in the XFL are you going to hear that kind of repartee going on between the fans and the starting quarterback.
Birmingham Bolts get their first victory. They are 1-1 in the East Division, a hard-nosed 19-12 victory. Of course, the XFL continues tonight over on UPN.